Chapter 20. Our two big questions were, why did regional conflicts break out over the world, and how were these conflicts resolved?
Nationalism led to the creation of many new nations after World War II. Many of those nations were former colonies or mandates. They had a culturally diverse population. Discrimination or unfair treatment based on language, ethnicity, and culture has set one group against another. In Sri Lanka, discrimination and violence by majority Sanhasli Buddhists against Tamil-speaking Hindus led to rebellion. Since 1983, Tamil rebels have fought to establish a separate Tamil homeland. By early 2009, government troops had toppled several Tamil rebel strongholds in a final push to end the 25-year civil war. When Ireland won independence in 1922, Britain kept control of Northern Ireland. Due to discrimination, minority Catholics demanded civil rights and unification with the rest of Ireland. By 1960, the IRA, or Catholic Irish Republican Army, attacked Protestants. This was known as the Troubles. Finally, in 1998, both sides signed a peace treaty accord known as Good Friday Agreement. Catholics and Protestants set up a power-sharing government in 2007. In 1994, separatists in Chechnya tried to break away from Russian rule. Chechnya was home to many ethnic and religious groups, including Muslim Chechens. Russia crushed the Chechen revolt, killing many civilians. Before 1991, Yugoslavia was multi-ethnic, or made up of several ethnic groups. When Bosnia declared independence in 1992, a civil war erupted among Bosnian Serbs and Croats. Bosnian Serbs attempted to set up their own government with the help from Serbian President Slobodan, and Bosnian Serbs conducted a vicious campaign of ethnic cleansing, which meant killing people from other ethnic groups. NATO airstrikes against the Bosnian Serb military forced the warring parties to the peace table. They signed the Dayton Accords, ending the war in 1995.
Struggles in Africa. In the 1950s and 1960s, many new nations were independent.
After independence, they were a single ethnic group.
In South Africa, the struggle for freedom was different from anywhere else in Africa.
After 1948, the government expanded the existing system of racial segregation, creating what we know as apartheid.
The African National Congress emerged as the main party.
In 1984, black South Americans Bishop Desmond Tutu was independent.
In 1994, South Africans of every race were allowed to vote for the first time.
Since 1994, South Africa has faced huge challenges with majority rules. Black South Americans like better.
The AIDS epidemic hit South Africa severely.
Most African nations achieved independence through peaceful means.
Zimbabwe, as African nations, won independence.
In 1975, after Portugal finally agreed to withdraw.
Power struggles between ethnic groups led to a deadly and genocide decision.
The Middle East has always been a source of conflicts. Modern Israel was formed in 1948 after World War II. Palestinians, who were the people living in Israel at the time, thought this was unfair, so they rejected the land they were offered. Wars in 1956, 1967, and 1973 between Israelis and Palestinian Arabs. The United States repeatedly tried to bring about peace in the area. In the 1967 war, Israeli forces took control of the territories occupied by Jordan and Egypt. In 1973, these nations attacked Israel on Yom Kippur, one of the holiest Jewish holidays. Yasser Arafat of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, which called for the destruction of Israel. The PLO gained worldwide attention when they hijacked planes that carried athletes from Israel heading to the 1972 Olympics. The United Nations continued to push for peace this entire time. In 1993, Yasser Arafat and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin signed the Oslo Accords. This plan gave Palestinians some self-rule, and Yasser Arafat pledged to stop terrorist attacks. One obstacle to peace was Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a sacred city to Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and each religion believes that they have a claim to the city. The government allowed Muslims and Christians to control their holy sites within the city. Palestinians insist that East Jerusalem must be their capital, though. In Lebanon, Palestinian refugees grew to outnumber the Christians. In 1975, Christian and Muslim militias battled each other. Israel invaded South Lebanon, and Syria occupied East Lebanon. After 16 years, Lebanese leaders restored order. The ruined capital of Beirut was slowly rebuilt. Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein seized a disputed border from Iran in 1980. This sparked a long and costly war. Iran used superior weapons and poison gas to stop Iranian soldiers. The war ended in a stalemate in 1988. In 1980, Iraq invaded Kuwait. The U.S. freed Kuwait and drove Iraq out. The U.S. invaded Iraq after the 2001 terrorist attacks, claiming that they had weapons of mass destruction. Saddam Hussein was captured and executed shortly afterwards.